Hey, Cowboys fan! If you love this team and want to stay updated on everything, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot to talk about today, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's be real. When was the last time we could say the Cowboys were a truly defensive team? For years, this franchise has been known for its offense, for star quarterbacks, and for explosive plays. But things are changing. The Cowboys are making it clear that defense is now the top priority. And honestly, it's about time. If you've been paying attention to interviews from the front office and coaching staff, you've probably noticed a shift in attitude. The message is loud and clear. This team wants a dominant defense. They're not just saying it, they're acting on it. Look at the moves they've been making, the players they've been scouting, and the coaching adjustments they're implementing. But before we dive into all that, let's take a quick look back. Because if we're being honest, defense hasn't exactly been the Cowboys' strong suit in recent years. We've seen too many games slip away because we couldn't stop the run. Too many big plays given up at the worst possible moments. And every year, it feels like we're asking the same question. Will the defense finally step up? Well, this time, it might actually be different. The signs are there. The focus is there. But is it enough? Are the Cowboys finally building a defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs? That's what we're about to find out. So tell me, do you think this defensive shift is real, or is it just another off-season promise that won't hold up when the games start? Drop your thoughts in the comments. All right, let's talk about the draft. Because if there was still any doubt that the Cowboys are going all in on defense, the NFL Combine made it crystal clear. This team is scouting defensive talent like never before, and that tells us a lot about their strategy. If you've been following the pre-draft process, you know the Cowboys have been heavily focused on defensive linemen. They've met with some of the top prospects at the position, and that's no coincidence. The message? They're serious about building a defensive front that can dominate. Now, let's get specific. The Cowboys have already interviewed players like insert top DL prospects the Cowboys have shown interest in, e.g. Jerzon Newton, Byron Murphy II, and T'Vondre Sweat. These guys aren't just good, they're exactly what this team needs. Tough, physical, and capable of stopping the run. And stopping the run has been a major weakness for this defense in recent years. Think about it. How many times have we watched teams run all over the Cowboys in crucial moments? How many times have we seen the defense get worn down late in games? If the Cowboys want to be serious contenders, they have to fix that. And that starts with beefing up the defensive line. But it's not just about the players, it's also about the coaching, and that's where things get even more interesting. New defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus has a clear vision. He's all about discipline, gap integrity, and an aggressive attacking front. If the Cowboys execute this plan, we could be looking at a completely different defense next season. So here's the big question for you. Out of all the defensive prospects in this draft, who do you want to see in a Cowboys uniform? Drop your pick in the comments and let's see what the fans think. Now, let's talk about the heart and soul of this defense, Micah Parsons. No matter what changes the Cowboys make, one thing is certain. Parsons is the key to everything. But here's the real question. How exactly will he be used in this new defensive system? Under Dan Quinn, we saw Parsons line up all over the field, rushing the passer, dropping into coverage, even playing inside linebacker when needed. But with Matt Eberflus now running the defense, things could look a little different. Eberflus runs a traditional 4-3 scheme with a heavy emphasis on rushing 4 and dropping 7 into coverage. That means Parsons will likely spend most of his time as a defensive end. And while that sounds great in theory, some analysts have raised concerns. See, Parsons isn't a prototypical defensive end in a 4-3. He's not as big as some of the elite edge rushers in that system. Guys like Myles Garrett or Nick Bosa have the size and strength to hold up against the run every down. Parsons, on the other hand, thrives in space, using his speed and explosiveness to disrupt plays. So, does that mean he should strictly be a pass rusher? Or should the Cowboys move him around like before, letting him attack from different angles? That's the debate right now. One thing's for sure, Parsons needs help. The Cowboys can't just rely on him to do everything. They need to bring in another dominant defensive lineman so he isn't facing double teams on every play. If they get that right, Parsons can be even better than he already is. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the best way to use Parsons? Should he stay as a full-time pass rusher, or should the Cowboys let him roam and attack from different spots? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's take a trip down memory lane and look at the glory days of the 1990s. If you've been a Cowboys fan for a while, you know how special that era was. Sure, the offense was explosive with guys like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, but do you remember what really set that team apart? It was their defense. Now, it's easy to forget about the defense when you're reminiscing about those high-flying offenses, but the truth is the Cowboys of the 90s were a defensive juggernaut. Players like Charles Haley, Deion Sanders, and Darren Woodson made life miserable for opposing offenses. And don't forget the D-line. Guys like Tony Casillas and Russell Maryland were unstoppable. What made those defenses so great? For one, they dominated the line of scrimmage, making life easy for the offense. They could pressure the quarterback, stop the run, and create turnovers at will. But here's the kicker. A great defense also allows the offense to take more risks. A defense that can get off the field quickly means your offense gets more opportunities to score. And here's the thing. That mentality is what the Cowboys need to get back to. A dominant defense makes everyone better, from Dak Prescott to the special teams. Think about it. If the Cowboys can stop the run and rush the passer effectively, it'll take pressure off Dak. He won't have to throw 40 times a game. He'll have time to find his rhythm, and the offense will have more balanced opportunities. But it's not just about nostalgia. It's about realizing the truth. A great defense is what propels teams to championships. Look at the last few Super Bowl winners. Teams like the Ravens, Broncos, and even the Buccaneers. They all had elite defenses. So let's talk about it. Do you think the Cowboys can get back to that level of dominance? Do you think a powerhouse defense can take them all the way to the Super Bowl? If you agree, drop a defense wins championships in the comments below. Okay, now let's get to the most exciting part, the future. You've seen the potential this team has, right? The defense is shaping up, the offense is starting to click, and there's one clear goal in sight, Super Bowl glory. But here's the big question. How soon could it happen? Well, 2025, the defense will be stronger than ever. With more time to gel under a new defensive coordinator, the Cowboys will be able to put together a unit that can dominate at every level. Micah Parsons will continue to be the star, but expect more players to step up as well. The Cowboys are making the moves to have a top-tier defense, and that's the foundation of a championship caliber team. But let's not forget, while 2025 is promising, the real vision might be 2026 and 2027. If the Cowboys can stay on their current trajectory, the team could be in peak form by then. Think about it. A defense that's been dominant for a few seasons, an offense that's hitting on all cylinders, and a quarterback in Dak Prescott who is in his prime. Stephen Jones has said it loud and clear. We're going to win now. And honestly, I believe him. A team with a strong defense is always in the hunt for the Super Bowl. And if Dak stays healthy, this squad is going to be dangerous in the postseason. So what it do? I think by 2027, the Cowboys will win a Super Bowl. Call it bold, but the pieces are there. If they continue to build the way they have, it's only a matter of time before they hoist that Lombardi trophy again. What do you think? Do you believe the Cowboys are headed for a Super Bowl victory in the next few years? Let me know in the comments, and if you're as excited about the future as I am, hit that like button and subscribe for more Cowboys content. Until next time.